Guys, so we're starting in our measurement unit, and in our measurement unit we're going to do lots of different things. We're going to be measuring with different tools, we're going to be figuring out word problems, we're going to be doing menning, we're going to be doing time, we're going to be doing lots of different things in measurement. But to start off our unit in lesson 1, we're going to be looking at measuring and specifically the different types of measuring tools we can use to help us when we measure. So if we look here, Miss Wilmoth has 3 different tools here with us. We've seen this tool before. We all know what this is. We know this is a ruler. If I look at my ruler measures from 0 all the way to 12. Okay? Let it focus. See if I can focus in for Miss Wilmoth. There it is. So I know I start with 0 and I go to 12. When I look at these, if I look right here, it says inch. These are inches. But on the other side of my ruler, if I flip it over, these are centimeters. And if I look, these centimeters are a lot smaller than an inch. So a centimeter is smaller than an inch. It's 2 different measuring ways I might measure. So this is my ruler. This right here, I don't know if any of you have ever seen this before. This is kind of a bendable type of ruler. It's called a measuring tape, and I can bend it and move it and twist it. I can wrap it around my finger to see how long my finger is. I can wrap it around my wrist if I wanted to see how long my wrist was. It measures, on one side, it has inches, but if I look at the other side, it also has centimeters on the other side that I can measure in as well. A measuring tape I would use if it's something that I need to move and bend, because see, it is that bendable, movable. So like my wrist, I said, if I needed to bend around my wrist, I can measure it around my wrist. So that's what a measuring tape is used for. Another tool that we use is this big tool right here. You can't see it. If you give Miss Wilmoth a minute, let's see if she can get it to look. Nope. I want to go that way. Okay, here. If I flip it this way, do you see how long this is? It's a long ruler. If I come back here, it's really long, right? This is called a yardstick. It measures from 0 all the way, Miss Wilmoth can get back in the picture, to 36. That is a yardstick. A yardstick is tall. I can measure it from the floor up. It's really long. It's a tool that I would probably use if I were measuring. Since it's so long and it measures 36. See, it goes all the way from 0 to 36. I would use it to measure like a table or a door, something that's really long or tall that I need to use and get more than just 12 inches that my ruler tells me. Sorry guys, I'm having to auto adjust. So today what you're going to be doing is you're going to be looking at different objects and thinking, what would I use? Would I use a yardstick? Do I need the length of a yardstick? Do I need the bendability of a measuring tape? Or is it something small that I need to use the length of a ruler? So an example of this might be my pen. If I were to measure this pen, which measuring tool do you think we would use? Do you think it would be the ruler, the measuring tape, or the yardstick? I want you to think about that for a second. Which one would you use? I would use the ruler. Only because it's my pen. If I look at this, my pen is much too small to use this yardstick for. But then I don't need to wrap around and measure around my pen. I want to know the length of my pen. I want to know how long it is. So I would use it measuring my ruler. But let's think about this table that Miss Wilmoth is recording on. What would be the best tool to use? Would it be your ruler, your measuring tape, or the yardstick? What would be the best instrument to use? I want you to think about that and answer it in your head. I would say the yardstick. I would say the yardstick because it's really long. It goes all the way up, like we said, to 36 inches. Actually, this one goes past 36 to 39. It's actually a meter stick, but I know at 36 inches, that's 3 feet, and so that's a yard, which is why it's called a yardstick. I would use this to measure the table because the ruler, it's just too short. it's not going to measure the whole length of the table that I want it to measure. Or even if I wanted to measure the height of the table, it's going to be tall enough to measure the height of the table. All right, so let's think about this. What tool would you use to measure around your head? Would you use the ruler, the measuring tape, or the yardstick? Got an answer in your head? Me too. I would choose the measuring tape. I would only choose that because if I think about my head, I need to be able to bend it and wrap it in a circle like this around my head. If I try to do that with a ruler or a yardstick, I can't really, it bends some, but what's going to happen if I keep trying to bend it? It's going to pop back and break on Miss Ilmeth. Same thing with the yardstick. Can I bend this? Miss Ilmeth's trying really hard, and you see she's not getting anywhere bending it, moving it. So I would pick my measuring tape because I can bend it. It's movable to move around my head to measure how big is my head. So today you'll be doing just that. You'll be looking at different pictures and different items from around the classroom, and you'll be thinking, would I use a ruler, a measuring tape, or a yardstick? Have fun looking and thinking today.